Alrighty, hey guys, Stan the Man here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're just going to be continuing our countdown to Wrestlemania, where we're just reviewing the last 20 Wrestlemanias, 20 to 40. And today we will be reviewing Wrestlemania 28. I personally think this is one of the best Wrestlemanias of all time. It took place in Miami, Florida, all the way back in 2012. So, yeah, without any further ado, let's get right into this. So, I guess we'll start with The Rock taking on John Cena. Now, before, at WrestleMania 27, I said that was the worst of all time. I think they really upped the ante at this one because, they set up Rock against Cena at WrestleMania 27, basically, for costing him the title. And they actually had this be the main event. And, the title always goes last, but Rock versus Cena was the last match, and I definitely think it was one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. A bunch of near close falls of John Cena AAing Rock, Rock bottoms. There was so many close calls in the match, so many out of your seat moments, but we make it near the end of the match. John Cena decides to start screwing around, and he goes for the people's elbow, and he bounces off the ropes, and Rock catches him with a rock bottom and beats him right then and there. It was absolutely insane. It's easy. Rock could have won, yes, but John Cena at that time, he didn't lose to anybody. And yes, you would think he would even beat The Rock, but he did not. And, I can see the picture in my head already of John Cena sitting on the stage, devastated. That whole year of 2012, basically his story was just, he went through so much hell, getting his ass kicked by Brock Lesnar, getting divorced, that Rock thing, just everything was stacking up on him. And, they ended up having it again next year. They promised it as once in a lifetime, but nope, it was twice in a lifetime, because, Cena had to get his redemption, of course. Okay, up next, we have CM Punk defending the WWE Championship against Chris Jericho. Now, a bunch of people were angry that Chris Jericho didn't win the 2012 Royal Rumble, but who cares, because he ended up being in the main event with CM Punk anyway. Now, I loved this because this was just such a great story. Basically, Jericho kept dissing Punk on his family for addiction issues, alcohol issues, and he kept accusing CM Punk of being drunk. I remember he took a video of him going into a bar. Someone delivered like an alcohol basket to CM Punk's locker room. And dude, Jericho was just being such a scumbag. Like, your father was just such a drunk. And then I remember Jericho apologizes like, yeah, Punk, sorry, I'm not going to talk garbage about your father anymore. I shouldn't have. But your sister is an addict. And, dude, Chris Jericho was just such a dickhead. But, yeah, the match itself was actually, it was really good, too. Physical match. And you could just feel the tension between these guys, that they really were angry and they really did hate each other. Funny enough, Vince wanted the match to be like 2 minutes. He wanted it to end in a DQ because Punk would be so angry. But they're like, dude, that's stupid. We can't do that at WrestleMania. So luckily, they had like a 25-minute match, which was definitely an excellent, good, entertaining match. And CM Punk retained the WWE Championship. And then, finally, my favorite match of all time, Triple H taking on The Undertaker inside Hell in a Cell with special guest referee Shawn Michaels. This just, the 3 years leading up to this, led up to this match. So, Undertaker barely won at WrestleMania 27. He wanted his retribution. Triple H kept telling him no. Just like when Undertaker was telling his best friend Shawn Michaels no. So, why wouldn't you have Shawn Michaels be the referee? He respects The Undertaker because he's just such a good wrestler, and he was good enough to retire him. Taker has respect for him. but also Triple H is his best friend, so it put so much on the line, like unthinkable, like, oh my god, maybe this really will be the year that Undertaker will lose, but just the match was incredible, super, super physical, but this time it was just back and forth. You see the Undertaker's back after the match, it is just screwed. Taker beats the hell out of Triple H with the chair, same as Taker tries beating Triple H with it. And dude, I remember when Triple H goes to hit him over the back of the head with the hammer and Shawn rips it out of his hands, like, wow, it's just great. And then the best part, I would say, remember, Undertaker put Shawn Michaels in the Hell's Gate. So Triple H went and hit Taker in the head and broke it up. So a few minutes after that, Shawn Michaels, the ref, sweet chin music's the Undertaker, and Triple H hits a pedigree. And even Undertaker says, this is one of the moments where every person really thought it was going to be over. But, you know, Taker kicked out. Taker was just a beast. Michaels got up and, like, jumped in the corner in disbelief. He couldn't believe it. But, you know, and then we get to the end where Shawn Michaels has to turn around because he doesn't want to watch Undertaker. He hits Triple H with the hammer and hits him with the tombstone. And that's it right there. End of an era. End of the match. End of the 4-year, basically, amazing story. And then the best part is they make it to the top of the ramp. And they all just do, like, a group hug at the top of the ramp. It was great. I got posters and shit of it in my room. I definitely think it's one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time, especially story-wise as well. And, you know, kind of on a side note, I wish The Undertaker retired after this. His WrestleMania streak was 20-0. He got his revenge on Triple H. And it's like closing the book and being like the end. Like, I think it just would have been perfect. I really do. I think Undertaker, he went against CM Punk the next year. That was a decent match, but, you know, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but everything after that really, like, I could have gone without. You know, he did decent stuff, but just everything he did decent was in his prime, you know. I think that would have been the perfect time to retire and just go off in the sunset, but that's just my opinion. But, you know, that's not going to take away from this card. This whole card was exciting and amazing, and overall I loved the show. It's one of my favorite Manias of all time. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Comment down below what you thought of this WrestleMania, what your favorite matches were and stuff like that. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. And I guess I will see you in the next one, where we will be reviewing WrestleMania 29.